Hello and welcome to Galactic Sun Energy Readings. This is Tash here at Galactic Sun Energy Readings. We used to be called Tarot by the Moon and now we're not. This is a tarot reading. This is a collective tarot reading. You don't need to be any particular star sign. The messages may or may not resonate with you. Okay, my loves. I want to say thank you to everyone as well. Thank you for getting in touch. Thank you for continuing to support me, and thank you so much for the wonderful parcel that I received this morning. You know who you are. Absolutely beautiful. I've been having a quick look at it. Obviously, there's a lot there to look at and get into in depth. I've also used the rose quartz pendulum that you sent me to guide me which decks to use today. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So we've got some lovely new decks to work with, and it's really exciting, and I hope you're all doing all right. Now today we've got the Jupiter, planet of expansion. I believe it's Jupiter. I believe it is. I can double check. Hang on. I think Jupiter's moving into Taurus today, and I think it's for around about a year, if I remember correctly. And that's going to ask us to take grounded, practical steps towards being able to achieve and expand. Of course, Jupiter's planet of expansion. Taurus is very practical, hard-working and down-to-earth, probably the more hard-working sign of all. Loves the luxury in life, doesn't mind having to work really hard to get them. So the next 12 months are key for sort of building towards how we can take practical steps towards manifesting what we truly want and building. Taurus being the sign of the builder, Jupiter expanding that. So we'll be expanding how we're building. So be mindful of what it is you're building first. Be mindful of what we are actually manifesting, okay? Keeping our focus only on what we want to bring in and just ignoring the rest, frankly, as much as possible. And this should be an interesting 12 months, I feel, especially if you've got Taurus. I think it's, especially if it's within 10 degrees of your... I'm not an astrologer, but it's depending on where Taurus is in your chart, let's put it like that. Refer to a proper astrologer if you want to find out more about that. Now, I know for me personally, I've got it in my ascendant. It's my rising sign, Taurus. So it should be a very interesting next 12 months. Also, we've come out of the retrogrades. Now, we'll still be in the shadow of the retrogrades for a while. And again, that all depends on where certain things fall in each of our charts. You might feel the effects. Some people feel the effects of it more in the shadow. Some people feel the effects of it more and feel like it's pretty much going behind them by now. So it's worth checking with a professional astrologer to see where all of these degrees and planets line up for you, okay? There's lots of tools available through Google online now and everything as well, where you can just get this stuff done absolutely free. There's loads of them, okay? Just put in, what is my complete birth chart, free birth chart or something like that, and you'll get loads of stuff up, all right? So it should be an interesting time. The moon is in a waning crescent at the minute, so we're in a dark moon. We're going into the dark moon now over the next few days, so you might be feeling quite low on energy, especially if you've got any Cancer sort of Cancerian sort of energy in your chart. So no, I'll be feeling really tired and really low on energy. I've already sort of been feeling that and getting and I've said this to you guys before. I used to be such an anxious soul, but I've learned, and I'm blessed, and I've started to realise that, and I don't have nowhere near the anxiety that I used to have over anything. I just don't do anxiety anymore. But this week a little bit of anxiety did start to creep in there, because I know I'm going to be busy through the rest of the week, and I know that there's several people looking for my time and attention, and I was like literally just starting to get a headache like yesterday, and then I realised I was getting anxious and this was anxiety creeping in, and then I realised we're in Aries as well. The moon is waning in Aries, so not only is my energy very low, you see, because that moon is waning, but also Aries rules the head, okay, and it's very physical. So no wonder I'm feeling it in a physical. It's that energy is expressing in a physical way, is what I mean. So it made perfect sense to me. So I wonder how you were all getting along and coping with the energies right now, and where all of your planets and birth signs are and what have you. I'd love to know. Please get in touch. Please leave me comments below. Now, something else coming up there. Yeah, if you did want a personal reading, please get in touch with me via the email address. It's the only way I can sort out a personal reading for you. So it's for my security and for your security also that I do it that way. Don't hit me with DMs in Messenger. Don't send me your email address. Don't just ask me about it on a Facebook wall or whatever. Just make sure you use the email address that I've set up and provided specifically for sorting out personal readings, okay, my loves? Because it just makes life a little bit easier for me. I know where everything is. And it's just a little bit of security for yourself as well. You know that you're talking to me. I know that I'm talking to you. And there's no chance of a scam going on there at all then, okay? So all that being said, let's go in with a lovely little collective tarot read. This is what I call my element spread. If you follow my channel, you'll be very familiar with it by now. I go in 4 sections. The first one is air, and that represents our thoughts and our mental health and how we're doing with all of that. And the second one is our water, and that's our emotions and our feelings. And the third one is our fire, and that's our creativity and our willpower and drive. And the fourth one is the earth. So that's how we're filtering everything down to the earth plane, to the everyday, day-to-day stuff. That's what we'll see as it goes along. So let's go in with that. I'll be clarifying with a couple of oracle cards, which are new oracle cards to me, which I've been lovingly sent today to use on the channel. So let's see how this goes. It should be fun. Right. I've got 2 dogs here as well, in case you haven't tuned in before. If you can hear something in the background, I've got a little Jack Russell up on the bed behind me there. And outside the door just that way, I've got a big collie dog as well, and they're called Mr. Murray and Mr. Milo. And they're absolutely wonderful, and they do like to come and get involved in the reading, and you might hear a bark or two. Please give me a thumbs up. Super important to give me a thumbs up. So many people get in touch with me and say they've given me the thumbs up, and I know you haven't given me the thumbs up because they're not on there. And the maths don't add up. I think people forget. I think sometimes people click it twice thinking they've given me 2, because I notice it'll go on and then it'll come off. And if you click it twice, then you've taken it off. You don't put 2 on, you can only put 1 on. You don't need to subscribe to give me a like. You can just give me a like. I think so anyway. But subscription is completely free. There's no catch. You won't be getting nagged by YouTube or by me. It's just simply a means for me to grow this channel and to reach more people. So please give me a subscribe. It's super important. I'm not going to be able to keep these videos going unless I get some subscriptions in. Please share this video as well. If you see it on Facebook, give it an extra like on Facebook. Get it out there for me, okay? Really need you guys to help me out with this. Absolutely love doing the videos. I absolutely love the response that I get. But please, 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 it's nearly 2 years now in the make. In August it'll be 2 years since I've been doing this channel. It was the 100th episode, the last one I did. You know, and goodness bless every single one of you, but I'm on 55 subscribers. So please help me in any way that you think you can. Just share it, comment, get it up the algorithms. Help me out here, guys, okay? Thank you so much. So let's go in. Let's call in the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading today for everybody here in the tarot, but formerly known as Tarot by the Moon, Galactic Sun Energy Readings channel. Everyone in our collective, everyone on the planet, everyone in our family, friends and loved ones, nothing but radical compassion and love, especially for those who need it the most. For all of the animals and plant life, for Mother Gaia, for all of the interdimensional life, for the ancestors, the star ancestors and everything else in between. Nothing but the highest vibration of love, and so it is. Okay, my darlings. Okay, now I'm on the coffee today. It's not like me to drink coffee, but I'm on the coffee today. Well, it started yesterday actually. It truly is addictive, and there's something in there because I've been very, very disciplined lately and drinking green tea in the daytime and things. And yesterday I went to a posh new coffee shop with one of my mates. And yeah, today and this afternoon I really fancied another cup of coffee, and it just goes to show how substances affect us so quickly. I am very sensitive, so I'll probably drink a lot of water later on. Okay. So, bearing in mind as well, like I say, the energy's low at the minute, so maybe just need that little extra something. Sometimes having something like that can be a good thing. It can be a comfort thing, and used correctly and in moderation, it can be medicinal. A decent cup of coffee or something. Okay, use not abuse, isn't it? Right, so the tarot I've been guided to use today is the Pre-Raphaelite tarot. It's beautiful energy on these, beautiful vivid colours as well. Okay, that's way too many, so I'll go again. Okay, I wonder what's going to come up today here in the collective. Okay, lovely. What's that first two? And there's our second two. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful energy straight away. We've got the Lovers energy here today. That's the big energy here today, right? So that's the that's big energy. That's big tarot energy, the Lovers. Okay. I was just thinking about, we're going to be coming into Gemini season soon, aren't we? Yeah. Taurus season has flown by for me because I've had a funny time of it, and then I've come back into work, as you all know, and everything. So it's sort of all of a bit of muddle. But we'll have Gemini season starting very soon, won't we? And that's represented by the Lovers. Am I wrong about that? I feel like I'm wrong about that. I feel like there's a link to Gemini here, but I feel like I've gone wrong. I feel like I've gone wrong. Now let me double check, because, you know, I'm not... Sometimes I'm human and I make a mistake, and it's good to check. Okay. We're still in Aries. I thought we're still in not Aries, Taurus, sorry. So Gemini starts on the 21st of May, which is Sunday. So we're not far away at all. At all. Okay. Okay. And let me just check. Something else, if I might. This is the original and only tarot guide that I used for, oh my goodness, literally up until about 4 years ago. Is the only book I had ever owned on tarot, or had ever read or used. But it's a really old one, and it's by Jonathan D. And Jonathan D was trained by an old school tarot reader called Muriel. He's an author, broadcaster and historian. It's a really old one. Do you know what? I bought this in like a bargain shop in Pontypridd years and years and years ago. You can see how much I've used it actually. So let me just... But I still forget things because, you know, the moon's waning, I'm Cancerian, and you know, it's... I'm human, like they say. Best to check if you're not sure. I've been, because a few times I've done a channel. I'm usually pretty good, as you know, but a few times I've done something and I know after I've just thought about it, and I know I've said something wrong or made a mistake, and I've checked and I've gone, oh yeah, I said that was that, but it's not that, it's this or whatever, and then it's like, learn to slow down and just double check if you're not sure, because like I say, best of us have to check sometimes. It is Gemini. I was right. There we are. I felt so confident and everything. But again, I've just been shown that a bit in the past. Just, it's best to check, okay? We're all on a learning curve, and it's an awful lot of stuff to take in sometimes and remember, especially if you're a little bit low on energy, which I admit to be in today, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're just about to approach Gemini season, and we've got the beautiful Lovers here to lead us into it. I love this because this is like a biblical sort of Adam and Eve sort of lovers, which we don't always see in the tarot, but in the Raphaelite tarot it's like an Adam and Eve type thing. In the actual guide, we've got every choice involves an inevitable consequence, uncertainty, longing for love, free will, affection, and following your heart. I love the free will, affection, and following your heart. Follow your heart. Just use your free will to follow your heart. And what I'm getting here as well is I want to say, and I don't know where it's coming from really, but I'm just going to go with it. Just coming out of the old school ways. In the distance there as well, I'm being shown in the middle of, I don't know if this is, to me that's a setting sun. That's a setting sun, and there's like an angelic figure in the middle of it, right? To me that's like saying they're moving away from there. They're moving away from that. That sun is setting. Moving away from strict religious dogma, I want to say. This is strange. Dogma. Moving away from religion, moving away from the old school of religious dogma. I really want to bring that in. It's very divine masculine, divine feminine as well. The fact that they're pretty much nudie in this one, I could get in trouble for putting that on YouTube channel actually, but I think I have to have over so many followers before I get into that kind of trouble. Shows that they're divine, and this is showing me that this is divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Now in that image you might say, oh yeah, they've been cast out the Garden of Eden or whatever, but you know what, it's time to get cast out the Garden of Eden, because we're not in the Garden of Eden era anymore. This is the divine feminine, and when you look at it from another perspective, to me the message of this is the divine feminine and the divine masculine together as one, leaving the old behind, leaving the Garden of Eden for sure, but instead of thinking it like they've been cast out into a cruel world without a god or whatever, they're going out into the world to create a new world. And this is the energy that I'm getting. We're moving into Gemini season coming up. We're on the cusp of it. We've got the Lovers here that represents Gemini, leads us into that season perfectly. We've got divine masculine and feminine in harmony, getting out of the old school and moving into a new world to create a new world. So that's the divine masculine and feminine within each of us, and with the people that are around us, obviously. It can mean love coming into your life on a personal level, of course. It can mean finding your soulmate. It can mean that you're mulling that over in your mind in the area that has come up, and you might be sizing somebody up in your mind and mulling it over, or you've got somebody on your mind that you're thinking of as a potential soulmate, etc. There might be big choices on the road ahead as well with Gemini season coming up. I feel like with Gemini it's always like, obviously there's two sides, there's always a choice, which way you're going to go with something, and I feel like it's going to just expose our choices to us. And of course our choices are, we can turn around and we can stay in the old-fashioned dogma of old-fashioned old-time religion, etc., okay, or we can break free of that and create a new world and create a new way of being. Okay. Ooh, that's a strange one. Four Cups is coming in our area of our feelings and emotions. The Four Cups has been coming in a lot in different decks that I've been using and in different readings that I've been doing for a couple of weeks now. It's been stuck in the fours, and you know, this to me is about letting go of scarcity mentality. Again, I was come up in the area of our emotions, so this is about our feelings. So this is about something that's brought us little to no emotional fulfillment. It's also about looking for emotional fulfillment in the wrong place. Just like the two figures there on the card, they're looking and they're looking, and they've got those three cups in front of them. They fail to see this one behind that the divine is offering. This one that the divine is bringing down is also bigger and like more appropriate for them than the ones that they're considering down on the ground there. They're too absorbed in looking at the little things that, you know, spirit doesn't really care about or want us to look at, that they've missed the bigger point. All right. It's what we do, and when it comes to our feelings, we tend to get really carried away with that, because we're like, that's when we end up settling energy. That's when people end up settling for somebody who isn't right for them, or for a job that isn't right for them, or just situation or circumstance that isn't right for them, because they've panicked and they've gone, oh, well, I better pick one of these. Well, that's a good offer. Well, that's a good offer. Well, that's a good offer. Instead of just bringing themselves into a place of peace, bringing themselves back to the heart, and then getting in alignment, and then going, oh, hang on, see it from another perspective. What's over my shoulder? This massive opportunity that I just haven't seen, because I've been too absorbed in looking at what's on the ground, even in that image. You know, we're looking at what's on the ground, and this is coming out of the heavens. So we could be looking at what's coming from the this is what I'm getting here as well. Excuse me. All right. Chakras. Right, here we go. So we can be absorbed in what's coming from the ground, from the earth. All right, root chakra stuff. Perhaps, for instance, if you're going for a job or you're going for a partner, you're going to look at, you know, how they can provide for you, how it provides for you, root chakra stuff, carnal pleasures, and stuff like that. Or you can just forget all of that and wait a minute and have another little look about, and have something that comes from a higher perspective, a much higher perspective. All right, sent from spirit, in fact, and it's going to satisfy all chakras. It is. So take your time, especially if you're in a situation where you feel like you're ready to get into a relationship or move on to a new sort of career path or something big and important in everyday life like that. Take your time, okay? Show some discernment, because you're going to miss out on an opportunity that's just going to be so much better for you if you're not careful, okay? Don't just go for the primal instincts, is what I want to say. Let's just have a quick little look at the reference for that particular deck. And it says here, look ahead with your head up, wasted opportunities, negative habits and bad tempers. Exactly. Wasted opportunities and negative attitudes, and the negative attitude is, it's like, oh yeah, but, you know, as long as I get my fleshly pleasures and I get my belly full and I get, you know, somebody to give me attention or whatever, you know, those sorts of base pleasure energies, then I'm fine. That's such a negative attitude. You're worthy of more than that. You're worthy of more than that. You're worthy of that and more, you know. It's about getting out of that negative mindset. It's about shifting that energy, and this is coming up in our feelings as well. And it's captures feelings. It's asking us to really like shift that negative energy. It needs to go. Four's okay. It's partially satisfying. But it's not. You're worth so much more. You're worth so much more than a 4. You know, every single one of us is. And it's there for you. It's within reach. You just need to change your perspective. You just need to shift your bad attitude. Okay? Self-pity, self-doubt, envying other people. No. No. Okay? It's an interesting thing that when we're not doing very well for ourselves, we tend to envy other people who seem to be doing better, without appreciating that they've had to go through all sorts of dramas to get to seemingly having a better life that they've had, or worked hard, or whatever, you know. We tend to envy that, and then that lowers our vibration even more and brings us even more calamity and less and lack and all of that sort of thing. And it's because we feel unworthy, and it's because we're looking at those people who are doing better than us, seemingly doing better than us, and we're going, oh, they think they're so much better than us because, you know, they're going on holiday somewhere nice, or because they've got a bigger house, or because they're in a happy, stable relationship, whatever it is, okay? They don't think they're better than you. People like that never think they're better. Very rarely are they the ones that think they're better than you. You think they're better than you. You think they're better than you because you've created that distance, you've created that divide. You're the one that's insisting on looking up at somebody, and therefore putting yourself down. Understand that you're on the same level. You're on the same level as anyone. Anyone's as good as anyone else. And it's something like that our grandmothers or ever said to us when we were small. You know, you're as good as anyone or whatever. But it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Letting go of that attitude of, yeah, but for now I just need to pay the bills. But yeah, but for now I just need somebody to... No. Because then we get into codependent, toxic situations. Believe me, we do. That's what happens. And once you're in one of them, it's very, very difficult to get out of it. So realising that we're worth so much more and that we're capable of so much more, okay? Each and every one of us, there's enough in the world. There's enough love. There's enough money. There's enough nice things. There's enough of everything for everybody to be happy and live a good life. Okay. That is. King of Swords is coming up in the energy of our creativity. Love the King of Swords. He's all about the logic. He's all about the mind. He knows how to focus. This has come up in the last few readings about focus. So this is something now that I see that we're achieving here, okay? At last, we're realising about how we're manifesting. We're realising about how we create. And I suppose that the choice that the Lovers is showing us and that Gemini is starting to show us already is that we have to choose. We have to focus. To choose, you have to focus. You can't just have your energy all over the place and then wonder why you haven't manifested very much, or wonder why you've manifested and have a mess at the end of the month. You have to have that focus and bring it in, okay, like a king. A king is always somebody who's accomplished, always somebody who knows what he's doing, and it's always somebody who's ready to take control. And he's taking control with absolute clarity, focus, power of the mind, all right? And he understands, and it's not necessarily a man. It can be a man. On a personal day-to-day level, this reading could suggest that somebody's falling in love, somebody's making a choice, they're worried that they're going to settle for less than, but they've actually got their eye on this king energy. He's very, very intelligent, he's very intellectual, he's very astute, okay? I feel like somebody feels like they're unworthy of this kind of love, though. That's what I'm feeling here on a personal. So I've given you the general overview, but for somebody on a personal level, I feel like this is telling me that somebody's wanting love, somebody's wanting a divine partnership with somebody with this kind of character, usually an air sign, okay? Usually a Gemini or an Aquarius, yeah? Now, yeah, there's strong Gemini energy here today. Somebody's got their eye on a Gemini, or is a Gemini, and they're looking for a relationship, but you're feeling unworthy. You're feeling unworthy of it. This is your feelings, this area. Or you're just about to settle with somebody of that sort of nature, and they're very together in their mind and everything, but maybe you feel they're a little bit cold. They don't really show you much emotion or something like that. Although I will say this particular king, if you give him a chance, I feel like that will grow, because we've got a Page of Pentacles there, and that's showing me that there's going to be great growth and this opportunity. If you give him a chance, on the outside he might be very cool and collected and not show much, but actually he's in the upright position. He's coming in a passionate area of the reading as well, and it's like, give him a chance, that'll grow, okay? This is an opportunity. The Earth, Page of Pentacles represents Earth. This is an opportunity that will grow. It doesn't seem like much now. He's coming off as cold, whoever he is. He's coming off as a little bit aloof, then, that type of person, emotionally aloof. But this is something, given a chance and given the correct nurturing, will grow. But you have to feel worthy of it first, if that makes sense. You have to feel worthy of it first. So if you're feeling there's resonance for you, that you're pulling in a relationship and that makes sense to you, get in touch and let me know, okay, if that is resonating with you. So really feel like it strongly is for somebody. But on a general, okay, on a collective reading type energy, we are learning to focus. All right. I love the King of Swords for a collective. Actually, it's very eloquent, wise, using our savvy, using our mental abilities, understanding the power of the mind, understanding that what we think about, we bring about, is totally the lesson of a King of Swords. He's learned that. And it's coming in our area of fire and our solar plexus and our chakra. So it's telling me that, solar plexus chakra, sorry. So it's telling me that it's like the mind is taking control of those passions as well, where perhaps in the past they would have been quite unruly and all over the place, and you've learned the hard way about how that manifests for you. Now, especially during the time of Aries waning moon, it's like I've learned how to master those unruly emotions. I've learned how to let go of some of those very, very disturbing emotions, because I understand that can mess up my manifestations totally, and it's something that we're learning here. Okay, so well done. We're bringing in massive opportunities for ourselves. Now, they don't seem massive at first. They're coming in as a page. But it's a very solid page with that Page of Pentacles, okay? And this is something that will grow, that will expand. And don't forget, like I said at the beginning now, Taurus is moving into a phase of expansion over the next year. So it's still in its infancy, it's still in its page. Taurus is Earth Pentacles, yeah? So let's see how this grows. Let's see how this grows when we apply logic. Let's see how this grows when we understand our own worth. All right. Let's see how this grows when we understand that we are divine and that we are creating a new world. All right. And we get our energies in balance. Hope this makes sense, my loves. It's a beautiful read so far for me. I'm loving it. So thank you so much for the opportunity for me to come in and do this as well. If you're enjoying it, hit the like, hit the bell if you want to get notified, and please subscribe. It's so easy. Just give me a subscribe today. Thank you so much. Let's clarify with a Vice Versa tarot. I absolutely love these. They're one of my new favourite tarots ever. They have a front and a back, I know. And it's not the same as like reverse reading. It's like a different sort of window on it again. So that's the first one coming in. I've got a back of the Queen of Pentacles. That's the second one coming in. I've got a back of an Eight of Swords. Okay. Okay. Yep. We have all the backs today. We've got a back of a Seven of Swords. Back, I don't know if that is a back actually. Might be. Back, a Six of Wands. And an extra one fell out, so we will take it. It's just the one. And it's actually the front of good old Four of Wands. So that's beautiful. Alright, so we've got Queen of Pentacles, back off. So we know the Queen of Pentacles, very earthy, very grounded, very earth mother, very able to, very divine feminine, often a businesswoman, often a mature woman, often that kind of woman that can multitask and just everyone leans on and she's just fabulous. Makes everyone feel safe, okay? So there she is, okay? Often an earth sign, often Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, okay? Or strong placements of those. She's coming in with those Lovers. So the feminine side of that energy is very earthy, alright? Very, very down to earth. The back of the Vice Versa Tarot for that says, it is the Queen's nature to be generous, but her own support system can be weakened if she doesn't nourish herself as well as others. You see what I mean? It's the back. So she's turned her back. So this is a cautionary tale for us. If you give and give and give, it's the classic tale of the empath, and I know I've been feeling this lately as well. And people are like, yeah, Tash will be alright, that'll be okay, yeah, that'll happen, we'll just do this, we'll just do that. And it's like, do you know what? We won't. Sometimes I have to do that. Sometimes I just have to do it and turn the back, you know? Because it just has to be done. It's part of learning of being an empath. It's part of learning of being sensitive. It's part of learning of how love really works as well. And teaching others how to. You can't continue to be that stable, grounded, nourishing person that everybody loves when you're just drained dry, and you just can't. You have to learn to say no. You have to learn to put yourself first. You have to learn to give yourself love, and once you start doing it, you won't accept anything else That's what I've been learning. Some things you can change. So for instance, you might be getting, you know, I don't know, inundated with visitors, and you're thinking, I could have done without that, and then you can find out that they're coming early, you know, they're coming early or wherever, and you can think, you know, and there's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing you can do to change it. But you don't have to wear yourself out. You don't have to wear yourself out looking after them. They can look after themselves. You've got things to do. It's fine, you know. It's learning that. It's learning that you are just as important as anyone else that you like to take care of. It's not about taking care of people and taking care of people and taking care of people, and then they go and you're like, oh, I'm more out now, nobody's taking care of me. Well, no, you didn't take care of you. You didn't take care of you, and you're sending people a message to treat you like a doormat while you're at it. So it's no, and just don't do that. You know when to say, well, you know, I'm going to bed now, or, you know, there's the kitchen, help yourselves, or whatever it is you've got to do. Doesn't mean you have to be closed off to people. Doesn't mean you have to be like sketchy about things and worried and anxious about things. It just means you're just taking care of yourself within that environment, okay? So somebody put a beautiful meme on, and she knows who she is, bless you, and she watches the channel regularly, and she knows who she is, and it was a beautiful meme, and it was about sometimes we can't change the scene that we, a photographer, sometimes we can't change the scene that we're in. We can't. There's nothing we can do within that scene, and that's the scene. But a photographer will change the angle, they'll change the perspective, they'll change the light, they might change the filter and make that picture a whole lot better. And I thought that is exactly it. So you might not be able to change some of the circumstances and pressures in life that you're under, that a Queen of Pentacles type of person might be feeling they're under. Okay, well, this next season coming up, Gemini season, you might not be able to change a lot of the pressures and demands that are on you, but you can come at them from a different angle, you can come at them from a different perspective, you can try a different filter, and that different filter is often putting yourself first. So you're still in that circumstance, but you can still put yourself first within that circumstance. Okay, I hope this makes sense. It's making sense to me, I tell you now. Her own support system can be weakened if she doesn't nourish herself as well as others. Exactly. So that doesn't mean she's not nourishing others. It means she is. It means she is. But she has to nourish herself. She has to nourish herself. Otherwise, that amazing support system, that, and she is the most supportive, down-to-earth, practical one, the Queen of Pentacles, if you know your tarot at all, is going to be weakened. And that's going to affect everyone. That's going to affect the whole tribe, because everyone relies on a Queen of Pentacles, okay? Eight of Swords coming in. Back of the Eight of Swords. Again, so you've got all the backs. It's so interesting. I'm glad it's given us some of the backs to look at, really. Coming in to clarify that Four of Cups. So coming in to clarify why we feel unworthy sometimes, okay? So the back of the Eight of Swords is going to tell us... Excuse me, I'm burping a lot again today. If you choose to stay where you are, acknowledge that it is a choice. That's interesting, because the traditional Eight of Cards, all right, is usually about feeling very trapped. And the lesson of the traditional Eight of Cards, Eight of Swords, see what I mean? I always get like this at the waning moment, really low on energy, struggling a bit. The energy of the Eight of Swords, is usually about feeling very trapped. And the lesson of the Eight of Swords traditionally is that you feel trapped. You're not actually trapped, and you can in fact free yourself, but you have to free yourself. Now in the Vice Versa Tarot, we have the back of the Eight of Swords. It's so fascinating. And it's telling us that if you choose to stay where you are, acknowledge that that is a choice. Fascinating that we came in about choices at the beginning. But this is a season of choices coming up, and the Gemini is going to show us what our choices are. Staying trapped, staying at people's beck and call, staying in situations that are draining, staying in situations where you find it difficult to nourish yourself as well as you are nourishing others. That's up to you how you play it. Play it like you used to play it. Play it like you played it a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, and carry it. But recognise that that is your choice. Recognise that is how we're manifesting. Recognise that. That's what that King of Swords does. He recognises. That's what that energy does. It recognises that, hang on, I'm manifesting this. I'm manifesting more of this sort of circumstance, situation into my life where I feel put on, or where people are not respecting me, etc., because I'm letting them trample all over my boundaries. I'm letting them ride roughshod over my needs here. You're letting them do it. You're letting them do it. And that doesn't mean you have to get like arsey with people or whatever. Like I say, you just simply drop into peace, and say, right, what's the best thing for me to do right now? The best thing for me to do is to say, no, I don't want another cup of coffee, I'm going to have a glass of water. What's the best thing for me to do right now? The best thing for me to do is I'm not coming out with you lot, I'm going to go and have a lie down for half an hour. What's the best thing for me to do right now? The best thing for me to do right now is to say, yeah, if you want some dinner, there's the kitchen. You know, whatever it is that you need to do, you don't have to be like worn out to a frazzle on behalf of other people. And you really shouldn't. It's something that I'm still learning. And I'm sure many of us are. But it's about understanding that sometimes we just go along with the old patterns of doing stuff because that's what we've been programmed. That's what's in our cells. That's what's in our DNA. You know, that's what we've always done. And then you've done it and you've given in and you've wore yourself out. And it's like, instead of then blaming those other people, understand that it was you. It was your choice. You kept giving when you shouldn't have, when you should have stood up to somebody, you know. Taking responsibility for other people's responsibilities. No, you know. Fine, if that's what you want to do, but realise that that was your choice and that's now why you're stuck in that situation. It's as simple as that, you know. Because that's how it's no good us moaning that we're not manifesting a higher life or a higher timeline, or we're not in the fifth dimension yet, or we don't really feel that or whatever, while we're still continuing to insist on making those choices that are holding us back. And it does feel like challenging and emotional and things like that sometimes, to stand up to somebody that you've allowed to use you like a doormat, that you've allowed to abuse your good nature and your generosity, or whatever it is, you know, whatever dynamic of life that is. It does feel, like there's that. Once you do it, you'll be surprised how many times I've had to face a situation like that. And then once you sort of say, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, no, nope, nope, because nope is like, nope, and I don't need to explain it to you if I put a P on the end. Just nope. Because you don't need to explain it. If you feel into it and it feels like it's going to be, stressful, or you know that this is somebody else's responsibility, or you know that you've already given enough to other people for 1 week or whatever, then nope is absolutely fine. It doesn't make you a bad person. Once you sort of say it, that other person whose responsibility it is, they 9 times out of 10 take it pretty well. A lot better than you've blown it up to be in your head. I can assure you of that. So that's coming in quite strong for us, loves. Okay, so 7 of Swords, we've got the back of that as well. Now, 7 of Swords is about being sneaky off and sneaky behaviour, creative problem solving at the best. Back of the 7 of Swords to clarify the King of Swords. So now we've got, it's time to put cards on the table, including any feelings of betrayal, past hurts and failures. Exactly. There's no good holding back and continuing to let people ride roughshod over your needs and over your boundary lines and then complaining about it after. It's time to spit it out. It's time to say, well, nope. And if you're going to insist, it's because the last time that I did this for you, this happened. It's because the last time that I you know, and it's fine, and they're going to be upset with you, and that's fine. That's their trigger, isn't it? That's their trigger to heal, my loves. Okay, there's more coming in you. There's more coming in you for somebody on a personal level, and that's with regards to somebody finding somebody to love. So I've got an air sign and an earth sign. Sorry for that bit of queen that I broke into then. Air sign and an earth sign. Possibly falling in love, okay? Now, one of them wants to make a move, but they may choose not to. They may choose to stay trapped. They may choose to stay where they are and realise that they've done that because they don't feel worthy enough to move forward and make a move. Okay. Okay, what's this? Sorry, I've got to slow down now. I'm just going to have to slow down a minute. There's more coming up yet. It is time to let your card... In your mind, you know there's time to let your cards on the table, but in your feelings, you're holding back. But in your feelings, you're holding back. And it's your feelings that you should be listening to. It really is. It really is. Maybe it's too much right now. Just with the back of that Queen of Swords, maybe for practical reasons, it's too much right now. Maybe it just is that bit too much right now. It's not getting there. Or that you feel like that's what somebody's going to say. Okay, I might get some more clarity on this in a minute because there's something coming in there for somebody, something quite specific. Six of Swords. Okay, Six of Swords is usually about victory after a time of struggle. So we've got, sorry. Six of Swords. Don't know, Six of Wands, that's why. What did I don't know about? Yes, from victory after time of struggle, of course it is, still is. Yeah, it is the back. In the flush of victory, people tend to overlook what roles are played in an endeavour. Wow, that's deep. So this is about success after a time of strife, traditionally, yeah. The back of it, in the Vice Versa Tarot, I'm going to read that again because that was pretty deep. Inside, okay. Is in the flush of victory, so we've come to a place of victory after a time of struggle, yeah. People tend to overlook what roles are played in an endeavour. So you might feel like somebody's stealing your thunder, I want to say, because that's quite a thundery sky there behind you as well, yeah. Somebody might forget what roles are played. Alright, so somebody might forget, like... Okay, so you're coming through. You've got this victory. It's been difficult, and it has, because we've had this tricky energy to navigate where you feel trapped, where you feel like people are trampling on you, where you feel like you're not worthy, you know, all of that to navigate. You've got clear in your mind, and you've spat it out, what you will and won't put up with, and you've got absolutely clear on it, and you've come through that victorious. But some people will forget and not, I feel like somebody's not getting the credit that they deserve, or I could continue to try and push that boundary. Now, I did say to you a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember what it was, but one of the readings I did right at the beginning when I come back, in the last couple of weeks, I said that, and I remember saying it, but I can't remember what brought it up, but I really felt that energy of, over the next season, your boundaries are going to continue to be pushed. It's like you've set them, you've done really good at setting them, you've moved on, you've spiritually sort of advanced, you've understood so much more about all of that and everything now, but now the universe is really going to start testing them. It's going to test to make sure you know how to action that, how to look after yourself and things like that. And I feel like part of that is this reverse Six of Wands, because it's like some people are going to perhaps try and steal your thunder, some people are going to forget that you've set that boundary, and continue to try and push it, and it's going to push your buttons, or they're going to try and take victory for themselves or credit for themselves, or they're going to behave in some kind of what's going to feel to you like a selfish sort of way. But what you've got to remember is everybody's just doing themselves, okay? Hold space for others to just be themselves, and that means for them to be human, and that means for them to sometimes act out of lower energies, and sometimes that means they're going to just plain mess up, okay? As long as you've held space for yourself first, alright, as long as you've actually held space for yourself first there, that shouldn't be so much of a problem. It really shouldn't, okay? That's why it's so important to nourish yourself as much as you're nourishing others, and give yourself first, yeah. Okay, so it's quite tricky that, my loves, and there's a lot coming in there. But an extra card came up for us, and I'm so glad. So an extra card came up to clarify for us, and we really need it in this reading too. And that's how Spirit looks after us. It's a beautiful 4 Wands. And the 4 Wands is a great card. It's a card all about celebration, happy home, celebration within the home, family gatherings, family dues, holidays, vacations, often a wedding or a wedding proposal or something like that. It's also energy of something achieved, or a finish line, or a leveling up energy. So if we can navigate this tricky time, this is a tricky time coming up, no doubt about it. We're going through the finish line. We've leveled up again. We've leveled up again before we start Gemini season. And that's, I mean, if you look at the first card we started out with, getting cast at the Garden of Eden, and then we look at the 4 Wands there, they've gone through the finish line. They're dancing through it, okay? They're dancing through it. And I feel like the sun is coming up. All right, on a new era. Wow. Okay, so let's just look at that 4 Wands, just to see if I've missed any insights. For something to succeed, you must celebrate it. Okay, so we may have a tricky time coming up, where we're trying to get into a relationship and we're going through feelings of unworthiness and we're going through all of this and that, okay? But you have to celebrate it. You have to be happy about it, okay? So this is about finding the joy. You might feel like everybody's coming at you and there's all of this going on and it's making you feel tied and trapped, and you have to lay your cards on the table and set a few boundaries down or a few ground rules down, but also celebrate. It's not all bad. It's not all, I'm setting boundaries, you lot are doing my head in, I'm not here to pick up behind you lot. It's not all that. It is that. It's that. But then it's also, I love you, let's celebrate. Let's love life. Let's love life together. Okay? It's all of it. All week I've been saying is like a mixed blessings vibe going on. I've had days this week that have been so mixed, giving me signs from the universe that have been like so ridiculously mixed blessings. It's not even funny. It's been like equal things that are like, oh my god, that's a curse, that's a sign of a bad, you know, all these bad things. So for instance, the other day, I don't know if any of you pick up behind your dogs. Every now and then your hand goes into a little bit of the dog doo-doo. So that happened to me the other day. It straight away made me laugh, and I thought, yeah, that's not a good sign. Then the next thing that happened was I thought I'd bought a vegan baguette from Greggs, and I hadn't, and I took a big bite of it and it wasn't, it was tuna. It'd been put down in the wrong thing. I thought, oh my goodness. And then later on that day, I found out that another old friend of mine had actually passed away, and it was like, oh my goodness, there's your 3 things and all that. But you know what, in the same day I had loads of blessings, like literally loads of blessings. So yeah, it was in the same day I got some acknowledgement from somebody that I really admire and look up to. On the same day I actually got some messages of love and support from some family that I haven't heard from in a while. On the same day I actually went out and went to the most beautiful place, and I didn't expect to go there, and it was absolutely wonderful. There were other things as well. So it was like, but they were like, it was like, and I've noticed it in a few days after, it was like, there's all this rubbish stuff happening. There's like, oh, you know, if I just focused on that, but then there's all of this amazing, equally cursed and blessed, I want to say. I believe that was an old Catatonia song, wasn't it? Equally cursed and blessed, or the name of one of their albums. It's making me think of Catatonia for some reason. So anyway, and that's the energy that I'm getting this reading. That it is tricky. You are going to feel a little bit like this, but it's up to you to speak up. It's up to you to understand your own worth. Okay, not be a doormat, know when to turn your back on situations, okay, but equally, and know when to draw a line and everything, but equally know when to have some fun as well, and know when to show people love. All right, and have a nice time. Balance, respect yourself first. Other people are never going to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. I've had to learn that the hard way, as many of us do. And it teaches them to respect themselves as well, you know. Okay, I've got brand new Oracle sets to play with, thanks to somebody very lovely. Oh, hang on. You right, Mr. Milo? Mr. Milo. Oh dear. Oh dear, you okay, Babette? What's the matter? What's that all about? Oh no, I'll drink some water. Sorry about that, folks, little dog cough. Okay, so what we've got here, what I've been sent today, part of what I was sent today, was the Kuan Yin Oracle. I absolutely love it. I've wanted to get this for a while actually. I absolutely love Kuan Yin. It's ancient Chinese deity, just briefly off the top of my head, it's an ancient Chinese deity, and she's a goddess, and she's a goddess of like loving kindness, and she teaches us to be kind, not just to other people, but to ourselves. Because to be kind is to be kind. It's not good being kind to other people and sacrificing yourself, and then as soon as they've gone or whatever, and they've had a lovely time or whatever, and you're like, I feel like I want to just lay down and, you know, explode or whatever. That's no good. Kindness is something that flows across the board. So it begins with yourself. It begins with being kind to yourself. Okay. But we call upon Kuan Yin regularly in my Violet Ray meditations as well, which I discussed with you last week. And she teaches us how to look at the world through the eyes of loving kindness, all right, and how to be gentle. It's a very, very gentle energy, a very divine, feminine, gentle, kind, sweet energy out in the world. Definitely needs more of that, goodness knows. Now, I had a little play with them earlier on, and I got out one card for myself to sort of work on personally. It was absolutely beautiful. It'll be interesting to see what comes out now. Now, when I played with them earlier on, they're the kind of cards that don't really fall. They're a very, very good quality. If you know what I mean. So I'll just give them a little shuffle, and then I'll do the cut-in method. Going to cut them and take that one. The Yin Empress. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And of course, Yin energy is very feminine energy as opposed to the Yang energy, which is the masculine energy. So let's bring that in. Let's bring the beautiful Yin energy into this reading. And goodness knows, this reading really needs a bit of Kuan Yin energy, because it's got that rocky sort of vibe to it. It's got that rocky sort of vibe to it, this one. It really has. Okay, so the number is, it's by the beautiful Alana Fairchild as well. And I know this is going to sound really weird now, but I've had a lot of vivid dreams in the last couple of weeks. And part of something that I was dreaming the other night was to do with Alana Fairchild. And when I woke up, I had her name in my head, and I was like, Alana Fairchild, yeah, she was like major healer and whatever. And I was thinking, is she in spirit, or am I mixing her up with somebody else? But anyway, she was in my dream, but that's all I can remember. Maybe I was just having a little bit of deja vu. Number 40, right. Number 40 in the Alana Fairchild Kuan Yin Oracle. Okay, the Yin Empress. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity and success to her beloved devotees. Your sole purpose includes healing and empowerment of the divine feminine. The Yin Empress herself, you gain power, assistance and untold blessings in following your soul's purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work. Wow, I certainly feel lifted and supported in my sacred work, to be honest with you, especially today on receiving this beautiful oracle. This isn't the same one that I pulled out earlier on. However, this is the one for you guys, okay, for the collective. And this is what's bringing this reading all together. Okay, so let's just have a little look at this. I don't want to read it all because it is quite a lot, okay, and I'm still getting to know this oracle, so I'll just read the bits out that sort of pop out to me. The Divine Feminine is only now making a resurgence on this planet, and many do not understand her. Your sacred task, for which you will be richly supported, nourished and rewarded, is to help live her truths now. In doing so, you are planting seeds of awareness and experience for others to draw from when they too are ready to live into her sacred truths. Okay. This will explain why at times you feel you do not fit into current culture. You are not meant to, because you are meant to help it to grow and change. In the same way that your beloved Kuan Yin had a rebellious and compassionate streak and did not fit into the world in the way that it was, because she was born to help it heal and ascend. So too does your soul yearn to make a real difference in this world, to help it be free of fear that leads to competition and domination and power struggles, and instead to live from a place of love and peace. It's got a lot more, but I won't read it all out today. That's a lot to read out. I feel like that's perfect, because there is a lot of what did it say then? It was bang on. Power struggles, that's what I'm sensing. Power struggles is what's come up in this reading. Power struggles within ourselves, of feeling like we're unworthy. Power struggles with other people, where they're pushing our boundaries, okay, where they're not recognising hard work we've put in, or they're riding roughshod over us, etc, etc. Yeah, that is that energy, isn't it? That is that energy of power struggles, literally. So this is how we're coming in. The Divine Feminine, Queen of Pentacles energy there as well, okay, is coming in with this, it is going to ruffle feathers, and we've said this, we've seen this in the reading. It is different to what people expect of you, or what other people think that you should be doing, or whatever, all right? It's meant to ruffle the feathers. If it's ruffled the feathers, you're doing it right. If it's ruffled a few, like I said, it came up in the reading, if somebody's upset, they need to be. You're doing it right. That is Divine Feminine, okay? You can do it, we don't have to be horrible, we can do it in a gentle way. It's about realising that this is part of a sacred task, okay? If we would just fit in and be a doormat and go along with what everyone wants, apart from absolutely wearing ourselves out all the time, we're not changing anything in the world. We're not elevating anything spiritually. We're not, because we're scared to, and there's no room for fear. There's no room for fear in this game. There's no room for fear when we're trying to elevate things, and when we're trying to ascend and be part of the ascension, and we're trying to bring that Divine Feminine in to be part of that ascension. It's coming from love. There's no room for fear. So you might feel fearful that you're upsetting people, or that you're letting people down, or that you're disappointing people, reacting out of fear. Where's the love? Where's the love in there? So coming in with some beautiful Kuan Yin energy is perfect to soothe the power struggles in this reading that I see coming up for us. She is definitely putting herself first there, you know. It's not even a question, you know. If I can put myself first, which means saying no, which means, rejecting responsibility that isn't yours, which means making sure you're comfortable and nourished, and all of those things, then those power struggles are going to dissipate. They are going to dissipate. People are going to give you this and this, and you're going to go, oh, that's not very nice. But it'll settle down. It'll settle down, and it'll elevate, and you'll help them to elevate into this beautiful energy also, okay? I love this. I'm so glad this has come in today. All right, the last one I've got to tie this reading up today are these fabulous little ones. Collect, Baron, Read. I think it was Collect, Baron, Read. Yeah. and I know she's done a lot of these kinds of things as well. Another a well-known name. What's it called? Postcards. Postcards from Spirit. Okay, they're fab. They're fab. I had a look at a couple of them earlier on, and fab. Yeah. Wow. I actually used the pendulum that I was sent to choose which card sets were coming in today as well. So thank you so much for that. Again, very good quality cards. So I'll just give them a little shuffle until I'm guided. Oh no, there's one. Perfect. Okay, that's the one then. Alright, so you see it's like a postcard. How beautiful. We all love to get a postcard, do we not? It's you are a divine beauty, it says on there. There you go. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Oh, I saw this one this morning. It's very law of attraction. Act as if you are brave, and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love. And experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. Interact with it and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous or chaotic. There's a fair bit of chaos here today, yeah? Or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet, and you will be. You already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode into the ether. How gorgeous are they? How absolutely gorgeous are they? And do you know what? That sums it up, doesn't it? That absolutely sums the entire reading up. Of course, what we understand is what the King of Swords has learned there, as we said, is that what we're thinking about, we're bringing about, okay? So yeah, there is a fair amount of turmoil ahead, and there are a fair few challenges ahead, and there is the potential to go back to make a choice to stay stuck in those old patterns of doing things and be a doormat and feel trapped and feel wore out and wonder why your life's like this, but you continue to do those things that you've always done. You know, or we can say, I'm not doing that, you know, I'm going to just act. These are the circumstances. I can't shift back, you know, I'm in this scene, I can't get out of it. However, yours, you know, see you later. And that energy coming in and acting as if it's already. So for instance, if you're dealing with difficult people, believe that they're going to understand. Act as if they already understand, and they might not. And we've been shown that they probably won't, and they probably are going to continue to test those boundaries. But you know what? If we continue to push that boundary back also of energy by going, yeah, I have told you, yeah, you do understand, yeah, well, you will understand because I'm not doing X, Y, Z, or that doesn't work for me, I've already discussed this with you, or whatever it is. We're going to get there in the end, okay? So persevere, but persevere with that yin, gentle energy. And first and foremost, it's not like, oh yeah, but I don't want to be rude to other people or unkind to other people or unsupportive to other people. But you're being completely unsupportive to yourself. So you're taking away, you know, so what's the point? It's you first. It's this first. It's Kuan Yin first, okay, and then, all right, my loves. Ooh, it's quite a heavy energy today, but also a very beautiful energy, and I feel like you are a divine beauty. You are a divine beauty, okay? You're a divine beauty. You deserve respect. You deserve proper rest. You deserve proper nourishment. You deserve to have your boundaries respected. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of falling in love with somebody fabulous. You are worthy of growing and expanding. Let's not forget that end. A lot of energy came in here today. Growing and expanding during this Jupiter and Taurus season. Okay? And you just need to be persistent and consistent with this boundary setting. It's just a little test, and we knew it was coming. As I say, it came up in a couple of readings ago very strongly that this was going to be tested. And here it is. And here it is. You've got this. I've got this. We've got this, my loves. Okay. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Please give me thumbs up. Please give me share. Please give me like. Please leave me comments. If you want personal reading, please get in touch. I've thoroughly enjoyed this reading. I hope you have too. Please let me know how you're all doing, because I will be very concerned, because there is a lot here. I gotta be honest, an awful lot. Take it easy. Don't forget we're on a waning moon. Okay, drink lots of water. Okay, because we're flushing away dark moon energy now. Letting go. All right. Getting ready. In an incubation as well, in seed of a new moon coming up, don't forget, all right? But never mind about all of that, because we're living in alignment. We're living in alignment. When we're living in alignment, it doesn't matter what phase the moon's on. We can get this, all right? We can do this, all right, my loves, and I feel that we will. I really look forward to coming in and doing the next reading. I really mean that. I think it's going to be very interesting season coming up. In fact, I know it is. And in the meantime, I send you all my love, all the light, and everything else in between. Love you lots.